The Heart's Secret, a story of honesty. In the bustling city of Jerusalem, where the first followers of Jesus lived, a special community was growing. They shared everything they had, making sure no one was hungry or in need. It was a beautiful time of love and generosity. Among them were a husband and wife named Ananias and Sapphira. They saw the others selling their land and bringing the money to the apostles, the leaders of the community, to help everyone. "What a wonderful thing to do," Sapphira said to her husband. Ananias nodded. "We have that extra field. We could sell it and give the money to help too. Everyone will see how generous we are." An idea began to form in his mind, a little seed of a plan that wasn't entirely pure. They sold their land, and a bag full of shiny coins was their reward. As they counted the money, a whisper of greed slithered into their hearts. "It's so much money," Ananias said, his voice low. "What if we kept just a little bit for ourselves? No one would ever know." Sapphira hesitated for a moment. She knew it wasn't the whole truth, but the thought of having a secret stash of money was tempting. "You're right," she agreed, her heart giving a little thump of unease. "It will be our secret." So they divided the money. They put most of it into one bag to give to the apostles, and a smaller secret bag they hid away. They were pretending to give everything, just like the others had done. Ananias went to the meeting place where the apostle Peter was teaching. With a proud smile, he walked to the front and laid the bag of money at Peter's feet. "We sold our land," Ananias announced for all to hear, "and we've brought all the money to share." But Peter, filled with wisdom from God, looked at Ananias with sad, knowing eyes. He didn't see a generous man. He saw a heart that was hiding a lie. "Ananias," Peter's voice was calm but firm, "why have you let Satan fill your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit? The land was yours. After you sold it, the money was yours to do with as you pleased. You didn't have to give any of it." Peter continued, "You haven't just lied to us, Ananias. You have lied to God." The truth of Peter's words hit Ananias like a lightning bolt. He had tried to deceive God himself. As soon as he heard this, Ananias fell to the floor. His life was gone. A great fear fell upon everyone who heard what had happened. They understood that honesty before God was more important than anything else. Some young men came and wrapped up his body, carried him out, and buried him. The community was quiet, thinking about the serious consequence of lying to God. About 3 hours later, Sapphira arrived. She didn't know what had happened to her husband. She walked in, expecting to be praised for their generous gift. Peter looked at her. "Tell me," he asked gently, "is this the price you and your husband received for the land?" He pointed to the bag of money Ananias had brought. Sapphira had a choice. She could tell the truth, or she could stick to the lie she and her husband had planned. She looked at Peter and said, "Yes, that's the price." Peter's heart was heavy. "How could you both agree to test the Spirit of the Lord?" he asked, his voice filled with sorrow. "Listen, the feet of the men who buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out also." At that moment, Sapphira fell at his feet, and her life was gone too. The same young men came in and, finding her lifeless, carried her out and buried her beside her husband. Great fear seized the whole church and all who heard about these events. It was a powerful and scary lesson. They learned that God sees the heart, not just the outward actions. Life lesson number 1. Honesty is about the heart. Ananias and Sapphira's biggest mistake wasn't keeping some of the money. The money was theirs to keep. Their mistake was lying about it. They wanted to look more generous than they truly were. God cares more about why we do things than what we do. He wants our hearts to be honest and true. A small gift given with an honest heart is better than a large gift given with a lie. Life lesson number 2. You can't hide from God. Ananias and Sapphira thought their secret was safe. They whispered their plan, where no person could hear. But they forgot that God hears every whisper and sees every secret. It's important to live our lives knowing that God is always with us. This isn't to make us scared, but to remind us to live with integrity, being the same person in private as we are in public. Life lesson number 3. Our choices have consequences. The story of Ananias and Sapphira is very serious. It shows that our choices, especially choices about honesty and dishonesty, have real and powerful consequences. This story teaches us to respect and honor God. It reminds us that being part of God's family is a special privilege, and it comes with the responsibility to live truthfully and with pure hearts. The community in Jerusalem learned a valuable lesson that day. They continued to share and care for one another, but now with a deeper understanding of the importance of being completely honest with each other and with God. And their love for God and for each other grew even stronger.